Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So, in the previous Ismail replay that you saw, on the left hand side I commented there was an ARP Takao Tier 8 cruiser that got annihilated by one of the Japanese destroyers. And that got me thinking, the ARP Takao is a Tier 8 Japanese cruiser. You could earn it. The cruiser was modeled for the fleet of Fog, and there was one of the cruisers, There's a cruiser that you could earn in a collaboration back towards the end of 2016 when World of Warships collaborated with the anime series Arpeggio of Blue Steel, Ars Nova. And there was a total of about 9 ships that you could earn. ARP Kongo, Haruna, Kirishima, Moyoko, Haguro, Nachi, Ashigara, and Takao. Most of them Tier 7s, Tier 5 battleships, I think, and the ARP Takao being the only Tier 8 cruiser. Now, in World of Warships, the ARP Takao is easily spotted. It's got a very funky blue camo, can't change it or anything. And the ARP Takao is exactly the same as the Japanese premium Tier 8 cruiser, the Atago. You don't really see an Atago very often, and the ARP Takao shares the same issues, except the ARP Takao has one extra mountable module, for lack of better terms, and in that she gains access to the repair party consumable, allowing her to recover HP, unlike most of the cruisers in Tier 8. She has a drawbacks, a very large citadel, and you'll see that in some of the replays, and very slow rate of fire, and it's the same things that plague the Atago premium cruiser. Now, for comparison, I look at the Mogami. I've ground through the Mogami. I just haven't bothered actually selling it and buying the Ibuki, which is the Tier 9. And the Mogami, to me, is infinitely better. First things first, the Mogami has 155mm guns that you can upgrade to 203s. Nobody upgrades the 203s, they use the 155, and you turn into a Seattle not a Seattle, more Cleveland, sitting behind a hill spamming HE. Obviously you don't have the arcs of the American the American cruisers, but otherwise same problems. Massive citadel on the Mogami. It wasn't the easiest grind, but it wasn't a difficult grind because of the amount of DPM that you can put out with the 155s. You're talking 6 rounds per minute, so that's shells every 10 seconds that you're able to fire. 10% chance of HE per shell, and 3 turrets at the front, 2 at the rear. So that's 15 shells in the air, each with a 10% chance of fire. If you didn't turn broadside and some battleship didn't turn you into its bitch, you had capacity for high damage. Now, obviously the Arpeggio collaboration has passed long ago, but when I saw that ARP Takao in the last match, I thought to myself, right, let's have a look at how capable it is still in the last few matches. And the first match that I loaded up, so I put on a fresh 10-point captain, loaded all premium consumables, as you can see. Premium repair party, premium hydroacoustics, premium fighters, and damage control party and premium repair party. With, what's the skill? Superintendent, it gives me 4 heals. This is it. If I checked correctly, this was a Tier 8 to 10 match. And you will see in a minute why nobody plays the ARP Takao anymore. The last time I saw this fairly heavily played was in the ranked the last ranked one, not the previous one that just passed. The one before that, when it was tier 8 ships, the last one was tier 9s, or it was a little while ago in between the break that I've taken from World of Warships. Model of the ship is fantastic. I absolutely love the blue camo. Everybody else loves the blue camo and loves shooting at it. 40,000 HP is not nearly enough. If you look at a battleship, something in tier 9 or tier 10 that can take out 2 chunks with 2 citadels, and you're halfway down your health. So, right, no upgradable components because it's a premium or a premium ship. I wouldn't call it premium. It's got no extra credits or anything. You can't even train up other Japanese captains in this ship and transfer them. It was really a novelty ship or a ship for somebody to play tier 8 when they didn't have it yet. Like what I did back in towards 2016 and the beginning of 2017 when I did play the ship a while back. Right, so load AP. I think that's a Charles Martel over there. Spot him. I think this was the tier 6 to 8 match that I was actually in. 2 overpins, 3 overpins, 3 ricochets. And this is the problem with the 203s. Now, had that been 155s, number 1 it would have been HE, but yeah. Alright, so battleship approaching, we're firing more AP at the Leon. Yeah, this was the 6 to 8 match that I was in. And I'm about to crash into a Dunkirk. Sorry, but that's my fault. Sorry, please don't hurt me. Ship's maneuverability, obviously with all the upgrades, is pretty good, as you can see. I mean, this thing turns on a dime and gives you change. It's just not very good at the moment with the power creep and all the different ships that have come out. It's just not very good. Problem here is also there's nobody in this mid thing, so I can't even use the 2 sets of torpedoes. You've got 8 torpedoes on each side in 2 different launches. So 4-4, and on the other side 4-4. And in a scenario where you get yourself into a nasty brawl, it can be handy. So New Mexico over there, and let's see. The reload time on these shells are just agonizingly long. And again, I've been playing different ships now, it's getting used to, and you know, he's going slow, dodged me completely, and he's going to be dead before I can fire the next salvo. Boom. Le Fantastique is taking care of the New Mexico. First blood. Right. I am turning, and these turret traverses is awful. What is that battleship doing? Alright, so there's a layer next to him, and obviously because I'm grinding the Leon at the moment, I know exactly what's coming. Try and turn towards it. Shotgun of 16 shells. I hit in front of that battleship. Alright, let's send some more AP his way. And as you can see, I'm not used to playing this ship anymore. I am really struggling with it. 2 other pins, a penetration, non-penetration, and a ricochet. 3,900 damage so far. I am struggling with this ship. And an overpin on a Leon. This is annoying as all hell. So I need to take some shells into the air, and then I need to take evasive action as his whole shotgunning is shooting at me again. I accidentally press hydroacoustic search. 2 penetrations. Yay, I'm at 6,600 damage. Get the rear turrets to fire, but no. And that's the problem, because of the monstrous citadel on this thing. Everybody knows the citadel issue, and everybody knows the camo. They know exactly what I'm playing, and they know exactly the weakness. And therefore, I honestly think you need to be a bit of a unicorn to play this ship, to make it work, and to get somewhere with it. Now, if that was my Buffalo, I probably would have done a lot better. Buffalo's Citadel isn't as bad. If that was my Cleveland, I would have taken a bit of a different approach because I got a much faster reload. And even with the Mogami, I wouldn't put the 203s. I didn't put the 203s on my Mogami, I put the 155s. More shells in the air, more fire chance, and just annoy battleships like they and like cruisers annoy me when I'm playing a battleship. So we're watching them trying to sail off the edge of the map in the B line there. 2 battleships there. One of our destroyers is already capping the enemy A cap. We are capping D on the other end of the map. So there's a Cleveland doing what Clevelands do, sitting behind a mountain. I take some shots at him. I've switched to HE to see if I can get less shutters and less over penetrations and possibly a fire or two, or even just scrape some modules off the ship. But alright, so the enemy Charles Martel downs one of our Bayards. I'm not even sure what a Bayard is. I need to look that up. Alright, and I'm moving in towards C. Akatsuki pops the Cleveland. What the Cleveland was thinking, I'm not sure. Whole enemy team seems to be in the C and B line, not making a hard play for it. It makes it difficult to get in range. I think this thing's got a 13 or 14 kilometer range. Guns are really not that good that far. Alright, 15 kilometers, battleship. That is that Leon. And I aim a little bit high on his superstructure just to see if it'll hit. Single penetration for 776, non-penetrations, and 3 hits in the torpedo belt. Don't know where to aim, don't know what to aim with this thing. It is... can't aim for the deck to put on fires. Right, so HE in the air, and I'm going to push with our destroyer to capture C here. Might as well try and do a full cap. Right, let's lead this guy. Le Fantastique pops the Fuso. That was being an idiot back there. He knocks one of my turrets out and a torpedo tube, and it is one of the problems on the ship, is that torpedo tubes are fragile as all hell. And he's turned away, and that's why my shells missed. And being a cruiser, I changed back to AP. Miss completely. I need to turn. Yay, assisted in capture. At least I'll get some points during this match. Oh, torpedoes. I was being an idiot. I didn't use my hydroacoustic search. Use my repair party and I can get some HP back while I flood, because my damage control is on cooldown. 22 seconds to go. Finally, a Citadel. Full 4000 HP. Yay. So I changed targets to that destroyer. And like all destroyers do, he smokes up. I launched one set of torpedoes to cut him off, the other torpedoes into the smoke. Use my repair party, or the damage control, whatever you want to call it. And the other ship disappears. More torpedoes. Obviously now I'm using my hydroacoustics, and I can see them coming a mile away. Mobility of the ship, very good. As you can see, it looks like somebody pulled a handbrake on this thing. Torpedoes are heading into the smoke, but they're not going to hit. Strange is not firing at me. I think it's because nobody is actually really spotting me. And yeah. Got torpedoes on the other side left, so might as well send them into that smoke. Alright. Fucking islands in the way. Second set of torpedoes on the other side gone. Torpedoes on this side. 22 seconds to reload. And there he is. Okay, so I don't lead him enough. He starts reversing. Buster doesn't reverse into any of my torpedoes though. Asshole. And we got a Pensacola with us. Enemy Gneisenau has taken care of our Gneisenau, and that's never a good thing. And that Adrian is trying to sail off the edge of the map. That destroyer has now been spotted. Our Pensacola takes care of him. Let me regenerate some more health. And again, it's one of the few redeeming features this ship has. Okay, that Irian is taken care of. We are very well in control of the game, but as you can see, I constantly have to watch out for Citadel shots. Probably playing a little bit too conservative here. I could have pushed that destroyer with the hydroacoustics, even launched the fighters to spot the torpedoes. I'm sorry, but I personally think the guns reload too slow to engage a destroyer. You get 4 shots in a minute. That's 1 every 15 seconds. It's just not good enough. Dunkirk takes care of their Arizona, and it's just at the edge. We're at 880 points out of 1,000 we need to earn. We control 3 of the 4 caps. At the moment, capturing the other cap. I sent some shells, hopefully, but yeah. It is hot as hell here. Yes. I hate summer. And the problem is I can't run the AC when I'm doing these commentaries, because it's got this low drone humming on the audio, and therefore very, very unpleasant. Okay, so we lost the Dunkirk. Shikoku popped it. But we're at 900 points. Sent some shells, hoping he turns to the island and then ducks towards the other thing, but he turns straight on. And he is about to get absolutely annihilated, and not by me. 942 out of 1,000. 2 overpins. Again, 2 fucking overpins. Enemy battleship appears. 1,000 points. We win. Again, I possibly played a little bit too cautiously there. I could have gone balls deep, but that would have just seen me absolutely destroyed. And yeah, I don't know, not a game I really enjoyed, as you can see. Right, so on to the second match. And I only had 2 matches to try and prove if this thing was actually... this is the match where I'm in deep shit. It's a tier 7 to 9 match, if I'm not mistaken. I despise this map. It is so difficult. I usually try and see if I can get a game towards C. I've been spawned at A. I've got a Roma or a Rune on my left, and it's me. One of my teammates has already taken pot shots at me. Doesn't like my camo. Probably is, hey noob, why did you get a fucking proper tier 8? Yeah, I have proper tier 8s, proper tier 9s. I don't have a tier 10 yet. And how's that for sucky? Apparently the 8.8, 0.8.8 patch gives you a super container for every tier 10. Seriously, I'm grinding my Azumo and every tier 9 that I have to get a tier 10. It's not that easy. Now these guys get super containers. I hope they get all don't explode or don't detonate flags. Anyway, very high tier match. Therefore, even more players will know what the blue camo means. Even more players will be shooting at the blue camo because they know you've got a citadel, which is basically stem to stern. Well, stern to bow, bow to stern. So it's time for me to sail around an island. And I'm going to move from island to island here to try and hide. This is not a sponsor placement. I just like the taste of the stuff. Right. Let's see. Okay. Our Benham is taking care of a Kiev. Well done. I'm so glad for you. Obviously, they've got a destroyer in the B cap, so we know where the other destroyer is. 2 battleships over there. Time for me to sneak to another island. Turn. I want to get behind this island so that I have some cover. Obviously, I can't fire the shells over the island, but what I can do is park it bow facing away. It's got this stupid turret placement of the one turret pointing backwards, so the moment you need to rotate the turrets, they rotate kind of stupid. No idea why the Japanese did it. That way the Mogami's turret placements were just so much more pleasant. All 3 facing forward with good arcs. Right, 2 battleships there. And I'm putting anchors full reverse. That would be the tier 9. What's that? Princess Elizabeth something. And the moment I fire, even with all my concealment, he's gonna start shooting at me, and I got 3. 3, now back to 2 enemy targets. And it is time for me to start reversing, because the next volley of shells they fire will be at me. And look at that. Non-penetrations. Oh look, there's even a cruiser shooting at me. Main turret incapacitated already. Here comes the shells. Try and bow tank. 1/3 of my HP gone already. That's fucking annoying. In a high tier match against anything of this sort, you are just not competitive. You need to be a unicorn, which I'm not, to make this work. And that's a tier 9 Ibuki shooting at me. Really, brother? Do you like me, or do you dislike me because of my paint job? And you'll notice I don't even have the distance to engage him. So all I can shoot is HE at this destroyer while I move in behind this island. 1 penetration. The dispersion on this thing. The dispersion on this thing sucks. Alright, you can stop shooting at me, Ibuki. Alright. Take a couple of shots more at the destroyer. And again, that Ibuki, another ship is aiming at me. Yep, thought so. Trying to put on anchors. Oh, take a big hit. That's a Jean Bart. Alright, let's see what the HE does when it hits the Jean Bart instead of AP. Maybe I can get a fire or 2. 5 penetrations for 1,000 damage. And that Princess Elizabeth, whatever, tier 9, just took out another third of my health. I'm down at 11,000 HP. The Jean Bart has taken out a Georgia. And this is what I said. In high tier gameplay, I am sorry, but this thing cannot be competitive. There is a rune and our... oh, I can't remember what the battleship was that was with me. They're going up the 1-2 line. That British battleship had both of them closer to shoot at, but he would rather shoot at the ARP Takao because he knows how weak the hull is and that it is that much easier to punch holes in it. Look, now he's got to actually start engaging them because they're within a couple of kilometers, but yeah. Alright, narrow and widespread of torpedoes towards that destroyer in the A cap. And I still got something aiming at me. Enemy does memes, takes care of our Buffalo. That's a pity. And again, Buffalo isn't a bad ship. I enjoy the Buffalo. Conqueror is taking care of the Rune. There might not have been a Princess Elizabeth. It might have been a Conqueror that's been shooting at me. Ouch. That was a Conqueror. That's a tier 10. Ouch. Fucking looks like a War Sprite at tier 5. Anyway. Explains where half of my health has disappeared to. And like an idiot, I have sailed into an island and now I need to reverse. Jean Bart takes care of the Iowa, and that was the Iowa that was with me. So the 1-2 line is now open. And right, time for me to get that. Oh yeah. And just in time. Just in time. And that's the problem with this area, is flipping islands all over the place. Every moment you're turning, there's an island. Look, I'll give it credit. I wish my Ismail was that good at turning. I think turns... needs the entire Denmark Strait to turn. Alright, full speed ahead, nearly 30 knots in a turn. I am trying to get to the 5 line so I can get between those islands and a few of the other ships. Maybe if I can get there, there's 1 or 2 ships that will not make me their priority target. Jean Bart takes care of Worcester, and we can see well, we're going to lose this match, that's for sure. So let's shoot some AP at that Jean Bart. One penetration, 1,100, 1,500. And his shells are coming towards me. Rest of my HP gone. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day. I use the repair party consumable. Yay! I've started a fire on him. And fantastic. And here comes his next salvo. I'm turning. I'm turning. I'm turning. Done. Gone. Well, a Soyuz has killed an enemy Edinburgh. I did grind the Edinburgh. It's even a better one than this. So, we can see this match is a total loss. So I'm watching the Jean Bart burn with a little bit of fire that I said to him. 25,000 HP while watching the Soyuz. He is in a world of hurt. He's got the Conqueror, the Conqueror firing at him. He's got the Jean Bart shooting at him. Yeah, and this is pretty much a loss. Only our CV and Destroyer remained. And ladies and gentlemen, that is as far as I played with the ARP Takao, and I decided to park it and probably never play it again. Is it viable in today's game, in today's meta? From a normal player that's not a unicorn, I would say no. Lovely to look at, terrible to play. Thanks for joining me as always, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.